This is a beautiful day in the town of Glenville. I want to welcome all of you. And before we start the festivities, I call upon Gary Packard to make a very special presentation. Gary. Gary just called us to order, so here we are. And we will start with the United States Navy SEAL Cadet Corps, the USS Albany Division. I ask to please present the colors. And salute. And now I ask the Burnt Hills Boston Lake Select Choir, directed by Ann Derrick. Please. For the presentation of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball. Just a little humor. Come on.
Seventh inning.
There you go.
See, people got it.
We all got it. We all got
Please
it.
be seated.
You got some steak eyes though. Just want you to know. You did.
No, everybody.
Can you all hear me okay back there?
Yes.
Okay. You guys can hear over there? All right. Well, again, welcome to Glenville. I said it's a great day in Glenville. It always is. It's a special day as well because this is a culmination of a lot of hard work. And I'm going to do my best as people have trickled in here to acknowledge so many of the people that have come together and have done so much to support this project. I'm going to start with welcoming back an old friend of ours. He was our senator, was our resident. Welcome back to the great town of Glenville. Senator Jim Tedisco is with us today. We also have with us Assemblyman Robert Smullen. I'm not doing this in any particular order, pretty much the order you showed up in. So don't get offended if I'm out of order on this. We have two Supreme Court judges with us here today. First of all, Judge Tom Buchanan. Judge Paul Davenport. And I might as well go right to his wife, our town clerk, Julie Davenport. Also with us tonight, or today, it's been a long day, Senator Jake Aspey. Senator. Senator Aspey has presented a proclamation to the folks here at the Legacy Project, so thank you for that, Senator. We also have with us our town board members, Mike Aragosa, and our deputy supervisor, Bob Kirkham. Not the speakers, I'm just trying to make sure we got all the electeds, right? No, he's gonna speak. So we got Senator Breslin. I do want to point out from the county legislature, we do have legislator Ferzoni. Pete Ferzoni's here. Michelle Oswald. Joe. And Kathy Gadd is going to speak on behalf of the legislature. We have a good friend of this project and the town of Glenville back. I'm pleased to see him here today. He's an associate judge in Scotia. He was here with us when we started this project and was very supportive of it. Judge Mike Galuski. We also have a number of folks from the county with us. We'll start here in our home county. Jesus Santiago, Division of Veterans Affairs for Schenectady. John Teflick from Warren County, Administrator. We have the Director of Veteran Services from Albany County, Scott Leslie. This is the part that scares me. We also have with us, I almost forgot that, a commander, a Command Sergeant Major from Columbia County Division of Veterans Services, Gary Flattery. And you know, I always forget to introduce myself. I'm Chris Ketzley. Been doing this for 15 years. Still the supervisor at Town of Glenville, for anyone who's confused on that. And I'm glad to be here today to help celebrate the opening of this great park. We have a few other folks here that I just want to acknowledge. Our park director, Vicki Hillis, has done an incredible job with all of our work. In all of our parks. We have with her a representative from the Park Planning Commission, Barb Wers. They do a fantastic job. Dick Eustace from our LDC, who put some money into this project. Dick, where are you? Thank you, Dick. I want to go back a moment. I see County Legislator Josh Cuomo here. Josh, thank you for being here. But I'm going to call out a very special group of folks who, without them, we would not be able to have done a quarter of what we've done so far. It's been my pleasure for the past 15 years to work with this group of people. But our highway, our parks, and our DPW department do incredible work, and they busted their butts on this and did fantastic work. Give them a round of applause. Now, it helped that I authorized unlimited overtime for the project. That helped too. Vicky's smiling at that one. This is an 11-county project. And I'll speak in just a minute about how we got here just quickly, but we have a few folks you're going to be hearing from in just a few minutes. We've asked only the folks in this home area to speak today, unfortunately, and I'm sorry, but it just would have been too long of a program. But I'll have the congressman, the senator, someone from the assemblyman and the assemblywoman in the county legislature to come up in just a moment. But this has been, in many ways, a personal project for many of us who've been involved. I can remember Mary, you probably talked a little bit about it, Larry, Ginny, some people who are no longer with us came to my office many years ago and talked about this project and this idea, and I thought immediately we have got to get that here in the town of Glenville. We have to make sure that we're the hometown for that project. And we fought hard to find ways of getting land donated, getting donations for all the different things, buying up each. It was like a little bit of a Monopoly game going on here. You don't realize it, but there's like 6 parcels here that we had to buy one at a time. I strangled out the owners as we bought more around here. We had to work with the great, I must announce that we have a great donor from across the street who gave us this land as part of his project to build those apartments over there. So many people came together. But this is an indication, this is a project that really is all about a community coming together. I can't even tell you how many different groups, how many different people, individuals have come together to help us with this. And it was something that our town stayed focused on, our town board, our employees. We wanted to make sure that this was going to be something that we were going to be proud to present to you. Now, it's a work in progress. I was talking to someone earlier today. We really just hit a single today. We're not opening the park like completely done. You're going to see, we want to showcase the great work that we were able to get done on the house here. We have a wonderful performance area coming behind us. It's a little bit behind schedule, so we're not going to cut the ribbon on that today, but it's going to be beautiful. We have a great trail system. We have great monuments coming up. Each of these things are going to be a continual work in progress. So, as though I'm sad that I will be leaving, I'm also happy that I think this is going to be a legacy project for many, many, many more years of all the folks coming in behind us, making sure that this gets done. They have great plans to build out from this house, a bigger center for the veterans, but this is a great first step forward. I could not have been prouder to be part of any project in my 15 years than I am with this one. And so I'm glad I was able to be here today, and I'm just so happy and so proud to see the community support this project so great. So with that, I want to begin with our speakers, and I'm going to start with the Congressman. And I want to just say a few words about Congressman Paul Tonko, because he has been, through every step of this, a great, great supporter. The Congressman's office reached out to us and told us that he was going to secure funding for us in the federal budget. Congressman went then and fought for that federal budget. Passing the federal budget was an act of God alone. So when I heard it was in the federal budget, I said, we're never getting this money. But he stayed dedicated to it. We got updates on it, and I'm very proud that the Congressman has supported this project with the financial help from the federal government, and I'll have him talk more about that. Congressman Paul Tonko. OSHA did not approve all the cords around the podium.
A little bit of a track here. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Supervisor Ketzel, and all of the members of the leadership of the town of Glenville, and certainly to all the veterans organizations, the veterans agencies, and so many people who have built this vision together, making certain that we pay tribute to our honor roll of citizens dubbed veterans, who are the brave individuals who make certain that our rights, our freedoms are protected, and that we are a beacon of hope to freedom-loving people around the world. It is great to be with all of you this afternoon as we honor the Legacy Project, the Capital Region Veterans Memorial, and to begin that process of ribbon cutting exercises that will install all of the segments of this great tribute. As Chris indicated, as the supervisor indicated, we wanted to be part of this project. We get to choose 15 projects in the 20th Congressional District that can be funded into the fiscal year budget of that given year. And last year we were able to secure the dollars for this park that will offer some contribution to the effort that is a grand effort of public and private forces coming together. I think this is encouraging because as a people we come together to create a sense of space that will allow us to provide for the ongoing efforts to really offer our and define our sense of patriotism and certainly our appreciation for the freedoms that we enjoy as a nation, and in so doing honoring the veterans, the members of the service who have made certain with their bravery and their own sense of patriotism and selflessness to make certain that those freedoms are preserved and then shared with others around the world. So it is important for us always, I believe, to be there for our veterans and for our service members, whether on the battlefield or as they return home. It is important to make certain that as a government, at all levels of government, and as a community, community-spirited responses are brought together to pay just tribute to the veterans. It is why I made certain that I worked as hard as I could to get the PACT Act passed last year for our veterans, which responds to those who were exposed to toxic substances as veterans, assisting them and their family members. We'll continue to fight for programs like the Panama Canal Veterans Act that is long overdue, and making certain that we fund appropriately the coordinators that serve the VA suicide prevention line and the Wounded Warriors service program that requires federal assistance also. So this is a sense of community showing its love for its veterans, along with government contributions and private sector contributions to make this all possible. This is that community end of it all, the community spirit that is expressed by creating that sense of place that allows us to gather in fine tribute to those who have served us in uniform and who will ever be cherished as an honor roll of citizens who have made a difference in making certain that they mustered the courage, the sacrifice, and expressed it through their undeniable patriotism. And I look forward to the continued expansion of this opportunity, a legacy project that speaks to the legacy of veterans to this nation and the world. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Congressman. And I think you're being modest. You didn't announce the amount that you, which is significant. Congressman was able to secure over $182,000 for this project. Thank you. The next speaker I want to take a second also to thank for his great work on behalf of the town of Glenville. Many years ago, I think you all might have followed the saga, Senator Tedisco was able to secure a $1.5 million grant for the town of Glenville to improve its police department. And shortly after that, there were some changes in the Senate. We don't have to get into too much there, but it just sat for a little bit without a lot of attention brought upon it. And Senator and I worked very hard to try to move it, and to no avail. And then there was redistricting, and we got a new senator, Senator Breslin, and I think the senator will tell you the first conversation we had, Mike Gajlewski and I brought Mike Gajlewski in as the good cop. I was the bad cop. And we came in and we talked to the senator, and the very first thing we talked about was, we have this issue of $1.5 million sitting there for 7 years and hasn't moved yet, Senator. We really appreciate your help. He made a commitment to us that he would help us on that, and within, I would say, 6 months, he moved it out of the Senate. Then it went to the governor's office and it sat there for a little bit. And then I had to call the senator again and ask for some more help. Saw the senator in the hallway and he said, do me a favor, just go easy on us, okay? And I said, I got to get this money going. And we got, just within the past 2 months, the governor signed that, and the town of Glenville received its $1.5 million. I want to thank Senator Tedisco for introducing it. I want to thank Senator Breslin for getting across the finish line. But it's great that the town got that. So thank you, Senator.
Liability insurance?
Yeah. Hopefully we're not insured by Comp Alliance.
I'm just so happy to be here. And we wouldn't be able to be here if we didn't have our veterans. We chose to get up this morning and voluntarily come and get together. And there's so many countries you can't do that. And we're able to get up and come here because of those who serve. And sometimes we take it for granted. That you walked away from high school and college, and work jobs, and families, husbands and wives, children. And I just finished having breakfast with my brother Michael. And I complained back then, he was a West Pointer and a major in the airborne infantry in Vietnam. So we really didn't have an opportunity to bond as brothers. Now we bond frequently. But we're also thankful of our ability to bond together. And I might add, now we've got enough of thanking the veterans, but to Chris's comments, he didn't tell you, I was sworn in just after New Year's, 28 years ago, And Chris was knocking on my front door at my house, asking for that money. And he's been relentless in asking for that money. And you know something? That's what you need to do sometimes to jiggle it up. And I appreciate, I know all the things that Glenville does for its citizens. And this is a beautiful capstone for the future that we'll all appreciate. And to be joined here by my friend, Congressman Tonko, to my fellow senators, Jim Tedesco, and my dear young friend in the back, would you please wave for us, Jake Ashby, and for Bob Smolin from the Assembly. I emphasize each and every one of them to indicate to you that when it comes to veterans, we're all together, and that we should be all together on every issue. That day will come. Unfortunately, I'll be retired by then. So I'm blessed to be here. I wish everyone in this audience who had someone in their family or they themselves, there's so many that they themselves, who helped us enjoy the fact that we could come here and enjoy ourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator. And
Couple hips and couple new knees.
I do want to congratulate you on your retirement. I don't know what it says that you and I had long careers in politics before we started working with each other. I don't know who forced who out. But no, congratulations. You had a long, distinguished career in the Senate, and we're going to miss you. And thank you for all you did for the town of Glenville in the short time. Thank you. Next friend of the park here in the town is Assemblywoman Mary Beth Walsh, who cannot be with us here today. So on her behalf, we ask Abby Burke to deliver a few comments. Abby.
Yes, as the supervisor said, the Assemblywoman is actually officiating a wedding right now. So she was really excited to be able to make it to this until we had to reschedule with the weather. She wanted us to come on her behalf, and I have a citation for you guys to mark the groundbreaking and the ribbon cutting, but also I just wanted to say what an honor it is to be here with all of you, and all of you that put in so much work on this project. Mary, especially, I know the Assemblywoman has worked with you very closely over the past multiple years on this, and she was really sad to miss it. But also just the fact that as we're getting ready for Memorial Day, and as we are ready to honor our veterans through parades and celebrations and ceremonies all through this next week, that we're able to kind of kick off that week with this today and see all this work come together of all the veterans and their friends who have supported this project throughout. So I just want to say thank you, and the Assemblywoman wishes she could be here.
Thank you. Our next speaker has also been a great supporter of this project. You know, it was I think a great testimony to the relationship the town and the county actually have. Kathy and I had different views of this performance area and how it might affect Freedom Park, but we sat down together. We figured out a mutually beneficial situation for both the town and Freedom Park, and I've been always very thankful that I've always been able to work with Kathy. Kathy's always been someone that we can count on to talk to and to help and to support. And so I'm pleased to welcome to the podium County Legislator Kathy Gatta.
Thank you so much. We are so excited to be here and honored to at this groundbreaking and celebration of the Capital Region Veterans Memorial Legacy Project. That is a mouthful. So not only can families come celebrate and reflect at the monuments, it's also what a great place for school field trips for our children and their children to learn about the history of the conflicts, and just to never forget everything that our veterans have done for us in their service. I do want to, I know Chris has already pointed out, but we do have some other legislators here, Michelle Austerlich and Josh Cuomo,
Yes.
but also from Schenectady Veterans Affairs. We have 3 people here from that office. Jesus Santiago is here with Cheyenne Lavelle, our Veteran Services Officer, and Jesse Aragona. If you, we could just give them a round of applause. I could never forget Pete Bolzoni. Sorry, Pete. But our Veteran Service Agency is here to work in tandem with the CRVM to make sure that our veterans get the services that they need. This house here, it's more than just the monuments and the wonderful memorials that are going to be built, but it's also this house that is going to serve as a sanctuary for our veterans and a place where they can come to get the help that they need, benefits, navigating the VA system, anything that they might help, just a place for them to come to talk to other veterans and get that feeling of home that I know that you are trying to get that up and running. It was such an honor for me. I can't help but look at Mary. It was such an honor for me to be asked to help with some of the fundraisers, doing the silent auctions, and Mary and I over the past few years have had a great time getting to know each other. And I said to Mary, "Oh, anything you need, I'll help you with those silent auctions." My husband says I love it because it combines 2 of my favorite things, which is shopping and gambling. So you have my number. If you need anything, just let me know. But I know if you are on the board or a volunteer for CRVM, just raise your hand so we can see all of the people that have made this day possible. So thank you so much to Mary Brandt, Larry Zeglin. Thank you so much for all of your dedication to this project and all of the board members and volunteers. It's you guys that have made this day possible. Of course, thank you to Supervisor Ketzley. That man is like a dog with a bone, isn't he? He got this park up and running, and really his and the Parks Department and DPW and their dedicated staff really got this running, and we really appreciate it. So I'm honored to be here, and I just want to thank the numerous people that have made this all possible. So thank you so much.
Before I turn it over to the stars of the show here, I do want to point out just a couple more things. First of all, I want to thank for being here today the Capital Region Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for your support. Give them a round of applause. Shortly we'll be doing the ribbon cutting, which they will be coordinating. Hopefully they got the memo that we're not doing the performance area because it's not ready. We're doing the house. We're going to go out front after this. Out front, so through the house, out front, we'll do the ribbon cutting out there. I also want to thank a special group that I've been involved with for many, many, many years, and all their support, not just in this park, but the parks across the town. Glenville Rotary is here. Glenville, thank you. And a special thanks to Rotarian Dave Hennel for the sound system. He hooked all this up here, and I make note of that so that we have a plausible defense in court when someone trips. Dave's the guy you sue. After the tour of the house, we ask you to take a trip along the trail system if you like. There's some replicas out there of what it's going to look like. There'll be some refreshments at Legacy House. And of course, you can take a look at the performance area. It's coming along, and it's already beautiful. It's going to be great. I just have a great vision of those flags flying on all those poles back there sometime soon. So, in my time, I've worked with a lot of groups, and I've done everything I could, helped anyone I could that came through the door. But, and Bob Kirkham, Deputy Supervisor, he'll be acting supervisor. Here's a piece of advice I'm going to give you. There's 2 people you never say no to. One is the seniors, And the other are the veterans. And when the veterans came in and said they wanted this, I knew that I had to deliver, and we worked so hard together. But the engine behind it all is Mary and Larry and Ginny and all the folks. I can't name you all the folks that came along. I want to thank you before I ask you to come up here, Mary and Larry, for being such a strong partner, for always being there and making sure, keeping me on task. I know there's many times when I get a call, where are we on this? I don't know, let me check, I'll find out. But I really, in all my 15 years as supervisor, have had the honor of working with your group, with each of you. And there's nobody that makes better chocolate chip cookies than Larry Zeglin. And every time he showed up, he had a bag of chocolate chip cookies. This isn't $50 worth, right? Because we have a law, I can't take more than $50. They're always $48 worth of cookies. Yeah, it was beautiful. My wife loves them, right? Right? Yeah, I don't even get any when I bring them home. With no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Mary Brandt.
Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge the Patriot Guard that joined us today. Good afternoon. On behalf of the Capital Region Veterans Memorial Board members, we'd like to thank our volunteers for supporting us throughout the years and being with us today. We already kind of did a show of hands for the board members, so I won't make you do that again. We are called the Capital Region as our project covers the following counties: Albany, Columbia, Greene, Fulton, Montgomery, Rensselaer, Saratoga, Schenectady, Schoharie, Warren, and Washington counties. These 11 surrounding counties house 78,000 veterans and their families. I'd like to share our timeline with you. 2015, while traveling across the country, Joyce Madelone and her husband Hank visited a Veterans Memorial in Utah. The memorial was so inspiring that creating a memorial of similar magnitude in our area became the mission of Joyce and Hank, Gary Packer, and Larry Zeglin. A visit to Richard's Coffee House in Morrisville, North Carolina by Jerry and Ginny Barr became the inspiration of our Veterans Cafe. Our vision: the Capital Region Veterans Memorial, also known as the Legacy Project, will be a landmark destination for our region. It will include a welcome center, a Veterans Cafe, and a military museum. The cafe will be an intricate part of the facility and is intended to be a place where veterans, their families, and the public can relax, make friends, and obtain information. The goal of the cafe is to create an environment where veterans can share ideas, share their pain and joy, and know they're not alone. You might ask, why build it? We want to honor both living and deceased veterans and their family. We want to pass a history along to the generations that follow us, and we will accomplish this by educating people about the wars the fallen have served in: World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Gulf War, Iraq, and Afghanistan. We will also acknowledge other conflicts such as Grenada, Bosnia, Kosovo, just to name a few, so every veteran is recognized for their service to our country and to ensure their legacy is never forgotten. These veterans that died in the line of duty and lived in the 11 counties will have their names displayed in the conflicts they served in. 2017, we obtained our 501c3 non-for-profit status. 2019, COVID impacted us and every one of you standing here today in different ways. This 6-acre parcel of land was given to the town of Glenville by William Hoblock in 2021. The town reached out to the Capital Region Veterans Memorial Project and said we could use the land for our Veterans Project. This led to a land dedication in September of 2001. 2023, the town acquired the house adjacent to the 6 acres of land and donated it to the project in March of 2023. In 1 year, we'll say 2 months, our team members widened doorways, made our bathroom ADA compliant, completed our computer room, our resource room, our meeting room for classes, which please take time to go into the home today, and our lounge. This lounge was a garage that basically was just 2x4s. It was really a mess. Many things that had to be removed. And starting in January, we had numerous establishments throughout the area that donated so much to us that pretty much what you're looking at for completion ran under $30,000 because so much stuff was donated to us. A big hand. We did the lounge so our veterans could kick back, relax, and share their stories. We are hoping that between the lounge and this would be what I call phase 1. Phase 2 will be, here's a pictorial of it here. It will look like a big field tent, which many of us lived in throughout our deployments. We're hoping that those veterans that are struggling with PTSD and many other issues, many of them today will not talk about their experiences, and we all know that. 22 suicides a day, losing one is one too many. So the intent of us, our team, spending the last 7-8 years of our lives to this mission is to help those veterans that are struggling a little bit and to give them a place where they can come. The cafe, we think, is going to be very integral to helping them heal. We'll have light breakfast lunches where maybe just sitting and having the right face looking at you, maybe they'll just open up and talk, and maybe we can help one of them get through the grieving process and everything that they're suffering with. Did we have obstacles to overcome? The answer is definitely yes. Wetlands, DEC, we probably lost. Those are the wetlands out there. It was, I'll say something humorous for you. We were over at the ESAM a couple of falls ago, and I had a big pictorial of this plot out here, and it was pretty blue, which I knew meant wetlands, but they did not. So one of the gentlemen that I used to fly with, towards the end of the day, he came out and he said, Mayor, see those two C-130s out there? He goes, how would you like to put them right in the middle of that? And I said, I don't think that's a good idea. I said, those are like wetlands, but we do have a C-130 that did get donated to us, and it will probably go out on the corner there of Dutch Meadows Lane, so that was really cool. And then Larry told me about a gentleman that donated a tank to us last night, so that's okay. That doesn't happen too often. The town awarded a contract to construct the amphitheater this spring. We will be using this for Memorial Day, Veterans Day celebrations, and small events. If you'd like to learn more about us, please look up Capital Region Veterans with an S, memorial.org. There you'll find many things that we do to try to get where we are today. The buy a brick, the benches, the memorials like Chris mentioned. Please walk out to the Vietnam Memorial. It's really very beautiful. We do have some upcoming events. We have a golf tournament at Pine Haven on September 9th, 2024, if any of you golf out there. We have a bowling fundraiser on November 3rd at Sportsman Bowl in Crane Street. And then we have a huge one coming up. It's called Flight for Veterans that Dave Hennel has taken the lead on with his team. And that will be, proceeds will go to CRVM and ESAM. If you would like to sponsor any of those events, it's called Flights for Veterans. It's a tasting event to be held at ESAM on Friday, November 8th. Join us for a fun evening featuring tastings from local breweries, distilleries, cideries, meaderies, all for a great cause. Individual groups that would like to support the CRVM, ESAM are encouraged to purchase tickets to attend the fall event, and they will go on sale in July on our website. Visit CRVM website for vendors who have already signed up, and if you want to try to help people sign up, we do have some codes here where all they have to do is scan the code. It will bring them right to our website, and it will guide them through the process. We'd like to thank all of our volunteers and recognize our supporters that are listed here. There were just too many for me to mention today, but without our volunteers and our sponsors, we would not be here today without you. Thank you very much. Congressman Tonko, thank you very, very much for picking us to be one of the recipients of a very gracious, very gracious. What's next? Raising funds to create our Welcome Center, our cafe and military museum. If you'd like to sponsor us, please visit our website. If you know anyone that was in the military that would like to have their loved ones' war memorabilia displayed in our museum, please reach out to us. There's some brochures passing around with the website on it. And lastly, the CRVM project would not be where we are today without Chris. You and your team have provided us with endless support and guidance to accomplish our mission and our vision. There is still a lot to do. With the help of our volunteers and necessary resources, we will make it happen. On behalf of the board, thank you all for coming today. Please walk up to the Vietnam pod. Rick Zaglin, Larry's son, made a very beautiful mock-up of our granite monument that we have ordered through Picture This on Granite. It just is not here yet, but this is truly a very, very beautiful monument that he basically made the same monument in his basement. And Michelle and the family, thank you, Larry. It's a reflection of what the Granite Memorial that is on order will be showing up shortly. What a beautiful display up there, and we couldn't have done it without Larry's family doing that. We understand there was a little faux pas with the 50-50. Those of you that sold or that purchased tickets, rather, we forgot to ask you to give you your name. So what we're going to do is let's see, it's 1:45, so by 2:15, what we'll do is we'll wrap up the 50-50 and we'll announce the winner by the number that's on the ticket. And our apology that we did that. So thank you for being out here with us today. We're truly blessed.
Two very quick presentations we have for you here today. Mary wanted to give some appreciation. Congressman Tonko, if you'd like to come up, Mary, if you'd like to make the presentation. This worked out? Okay. And Mary, I'm going to have you come back and announce this next one because it's exciting. You should announce it.
So I received a phone call about a month ago from Bill Long, and he had come to one of our presentations that we actually had at ESAM. It was a fly-in breakfast. And we're called the Larry and Mary tag team here. Most of you know that. As with many of our volunteers, we do presentations, but we captured Bill and Ann Long's generosity that day. He called me to let me know that he wanted to present a check for $10,000 towards our project. So Bill and Ann, would you please step forward?
Absolutely, just be careful.
We don't know Mary very well, but we did hear her presentation at Aerosciences Museum, and what I do know about her is she's bright, dedicated, and extremely irresistible.
With her taking a photo, I was able to end up with a check, so I'm very happy. God bless. Thanks very much. That concludes our ceremony today. I believe Gary's gonna. Gary, you gonna come up and blow this instrument again? Do it again, Gary. What's this instrument called? Oh, he's gonna explain. You get a bonus. He's gonna explain the instrument.
Go, Gary.
Something like this. Yep. Okay. It's called a shofar, and it's a ram's horn.
Oh, you're fine.
And this is from Israel, by the way. and it's very significant. Actually, it means the breath of God. Okay, all churches should have this, by the way. Okay, and it represents peace and war. But here, this is peace. So.
Please, ceremony. Elected officials, all elected, whether you spoke or not, please relay in front for the ribbon cutting. Anyone's welcome to come up as well, but if you can make your way to the front of the house, we'll be doing the ribbon cutting now. Thank you.